right, it's time to talk Group B, Gfinity 3 coming up this weekend. Call of Duty, one of the biggest tournaments of the year, about to go down. And Jack, who are our big name teams? Give us the reminder.
You know, this is definitely the strongest group in my eyes here at Gfinity. We're going to be seeing Team Envy, Optic Gaming, and Team Vitality. Vitality, the big French team there, but Optic Gaming and Team Envy, I would say two of the biggest teams in North America in skill as well as fan base. This is the group to watch out for, and if you're Vitality, you're just hoping to somehow squeak out of this group in my eyes.
Yeah, Martin, let's kick it off with you, my friend. What do you think of the French squad? Do they have a chance of getting out of this group?
Look, I love these boys, right? I just want to say...
We'll take your no very politely.
I'm trying to be diplomatic. No, I love these guys. And I do think they stand a chance, I do. I mean, but I think it's one of those situations where it's slightly out of their hands. You know, Jack hit the nail on the head. You know, you've got two massive teams in this group. When we did the draw last week and we saw these three names come out, I was like, oh my God, that group is unbelievable. Because I think that, you know, Vitality, even though they probably sit outside the top two in terms of likely to progress, what they definitely are the favourite of is taking advantage of someone that slips up. So, if Optic have a bad day and if Envy have a bad day, make no mistake, Gataga, Broken, the boys, they will seize any opportunity. They will take any kind of weakness, feed off it, and they would take their chance in order to get through. But, you know, realistically speaking, as much as I love the guys, I think they've got a steep hill to climb. Hope they do it, but I think they've got a steep hill to climb.
I think it's going to be tough as well. Like you said, Vitality, one of the best in Europe, definitely the best in France for the moment. But Envy, they just won this 2K tournament. Optic Gaming, right now in my eyes, the second best team in the world. How good is Envy, though, this weekend? Because historically, honestly, neither of these teams have really performed at Gfinity's.
Oh, go ahead, Martin.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, I agree. You know, I think, well, where did we get to last time? I think the Optic didn't make the second day. Envy were looking strong in places, but, you know, considering the spectators that we had at G2, even though it was kind of a small sort of boutique level, you know, they were all Optic fans, they were all Envy fans, and they kind of left disappointed because, you know, to be fair, the lineups for both teams that particular event didn't really turn up, and they were a bit gutted, and, you know, so were we in many respects. But this is different now. I mean, you saw at Champs, both teams do incredibly well. I agree with you. You know, I think that Optic Gaming are definitely the second best team in the world right now, which pleases their fans, you know, massively. So I can't, you know, I've made a call. Of course I have. You made me make a call, but even I'm looking at what I've written down. I want to change it every 20 seconds.
Jack, Envy or Optic here, who comes out on top in your book?
You know, I think that we're going to see a similar thing that we've seen at the past couple LAN events, especially MLG Anaheim with Optic Gaming sweeping Envy there 3-0. I think Optic Gaming is going to come out on top here. I don't think it's going to be easy, though, for this squad, as Envy definitely wants to prove that they are a good lineup, they are a good team. They're still a fresh squad. They didn't get as much practice in as they would have liked because JCap was away there for 10 days on a cruise. But both teams have been performing pretty well in Season 3. We have Optic Gaming sitting in third at 4-2. Envy is in that big 5-3 spot where they're doing pretty well. They both have very similar map counts, so online they're kind of stacking up. There you can see the standings there in Season 3 where both teams stack up. But I really think what we're going to see here is Optic Gaming come out on top in their series. Envy is going to struggle, but they're going to be able to bounce back against Vitality and take that series. So I think that those are the two teams moving on.
No problems with the new roster for Envy.
I really don't think so. I think that this pool play is going to be some good practice for them on LAN to be able to kind of see how they're going to perform. And then coming into the Sunday final bracket where they have the single elimination, they're going to be able to focus and say, here we go, guys. Here's our matchup. What do we need to do? I think we'll see that squad do pretty well on Sunday. But for the pools, which we were predicting, Group B, I have Optic Gaming first, beating out Envy. Envy taking second, beating out Vitality. Vitality is going back to France.
Martin, it's time for your official word. Envy, Optic, who takes the series to win the pool?
Optic.
Score?
I think it's in 4 games. But I think Scump just goes mad. I think he just absolutely owns it and just drags it home. I think Envy probably take a lead. They might take the first map, and then Scump just takes over, decides, no, I've had enough of this. I'm finishing top of this group. I'm going into the second day, you know, come with the confidence to push on, and it'll drag the team on. He's got such a strong lineup with him that I can't see them not doing it.
The one fear I have in this group is that history repeats itself, and then teams see this as more of a vacation than a hardcore tournament. Because in the past, they've been distracted. You're able to go out late in London. You're able to do everything at 18 in London. So I'm wondering who's got the game face on that weekend, because Optic, I think they've now gone through those growing pains. They saw it kind of hurt them in the past. And Envy, they have a new player that has not been to London yet in formal. I wonder, will they get caught up? Same fear I have for FaZe. But I agree with you guys. I have Optic over Envy in this group, as all three of us have the same 3 picks. Vitality could definitely pull off the upset. I just think it would be kind of a fool's bet to put Vitality over either of these two ginormous squads.
Yeah, no, I definitely think... Oh, go ahead, Martin.
No, I was just going to say, if I was Hector or Hastro, I would lock these boys in the hotel room, because if they have a late night and they don't take it seriously, this is what I mean about Vitality. Vitality will take it seriously. They'll go back, they'll go to bed, they'll get their rest, and they will be ready on Saturday. So I would advise Mike, Hector, if you're listening, just keep the room keys locked in there. Just give them some Doritos and some water. Let them get some sleep, and we should be in for a hell of a group.
Yeah, no, and Martin, I think you touched on it great before with Scump. I've been watching Call of Duty for years now, and as of late, I have never seen someone grind as much as Scump as he has been playing on wagers. I feel like every time I wake up and go to sleep, he's been playing Call of Duty, and in the past, there was question of if he was practicing enough, if distractions were getting in his way. I think that this is the most prepared he's been for a tournament in a long time. I think it's going to be pretty disgusting what he does.
All the boys have been on that grind. So
I think you can see they're confident as well. They did obviously so well at Anaheim. They did so well at Champs. You can see that I'm not saying they lacked hunger before. I'm not saying they lacked any professionalism before. What I am saying though now is I think that they've probably got a bit of the grit. They've kind of got the bit between their teeth now to say, well, actually, let's go to London. Let's stick on a massive show. Let's really show what we can do. We've been playing incredibly well. Let's continue that. And I think that they want actually to be the team that can potentially knock Evil Geniuses off the sort of top of the tree, if you like. I can see some hunger there, and hopefully it just kind of makes sure that we have a great time, a great group.
They got a taste of victory at X Games. We'll see how they fare when they head over to London once again. So let's go to our next group before the commercial break. Group C, FaZe, TCM, and Optic Nation. Now, Jack, you said that this Vitality, Envy, Optic group was the strongest. On paper, I think this is the closest group of the 4.
Yeah, no, definitely any team could come out on top in this group. It really depends on how they're playing this weekend. TCM Gaming, the squad that performed very well at MLG Anaheim, will they be able to keep this going here at Gfinity 3? FaZe, this is a squad that a lot of people have been talking about. If they can keep level-headed, I think they can wind up being one of the best teams in Call of Duty, and they can take this group. And then Optic Nation, they're a team where if they're all playing well, they are almost unbeatable when it comes to their game. But if they're struggling, if they're getting frustrated, then I don't see this team moving on. But I think we're going to get into more of that later on in the show.
All right, guys, commercial break. When we come back, we'll take a look at Group C and break it down with our experts' predictions.